Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind Morning Wood. I'm the man here that makes it all work. Wood. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you care for anything that I'm discussing. This is just sports and entertainment today. Regular mainstream sports in the NFL. Last night, with it being Monday Night Football, I'll get into that in just a second. First entertainment note, the only one that I have. A huge salute to Jarrell Jerome, I believe is the brother's name. Won an Emmy this over the weekend. Won the Emmy for best actor in a limited series for his portrayal of Corey Wise in the project Ava DuVernay's When They See Us. He beat out Benicio del Toro, who I thought did a pretty solid job in Escape at Dannemora. I did a review on that one on the channel. Feel free to check that out. He also beat out Mahershala Ali, who was in True Detective. I think I did a review on that one too, or some recaps on that one. Not a bad job by Mahershala. He had an interesting character, and he played a character in three different stages of his life, three different eras of his life. That one, and then it was also Sam Rockwell was in there. He beat out some big boys, some big names. But if you saw When They See Us, I mean, you know that it was well earned. I mean, the fourth episode, it was only a 4-part series, I believe. The fourth episode of When They See Us, it was one of those. It was breathtaking. I mean, it was one of those. I watched it by myself, and I don't recall breathing for like an hour and a half or an hour, however long the episodes were. It was just heartbreaking. The real Corey Wise of the exonerated five. It's one of those situations where the story itself, I think, and even Jarrell Jerome mentioned, he was just a player on the team. They passed him the ball and he took the final shot and it went in. But it was all well done for him to look successful. But he really nailed it. It was really a riveting performance by that young man, who also was involved with another award-winning project in what was that? Moonlight. But look, man, let me get into these Washington Redskins. As a football fan, my college team is the University of Michigan Wolverines. NFL is the Washington Redskins. And it's abysmal come the weekends. And then Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night football in America are even more horrific experiences as a Redskins fan. With the second worst or the worst record in the past 20 years on Monday Night Football or something. I mean, it all speaks for itself. I'm watching the family, the Burgundy and Gold Nation. The Redskins lost 31-15 at home. I said going into this thing, a 2-score loss to this Trubisky-led offense, in my opinion, was grounds for Gruden being terminated. But I see the family, the Burgundy and Gold family, arguing about all kind of various stuff, and to each his own and what you think the problem is, Put Haskins in the game. We should have kept Preston Smith. Somebody this week said sign Garcon, Pierre Garcon. Myriad. The diagnosis is myriad. The one common thing, here's two common things here. Bruce Allen and Jay Gruden. You can't keep not winning. He's never competitive. He's not winning the big games, but he's not even being competitive in most of them either. You saw this week where Coach Tomlin, Mike Tomlin for the Steelers, they were in a bad situation. You lose your quarterback, your Hall of Fame, 2 Super Bowls, Super Bowl winning quarterback. A couple of years ago, they lose their middle linebacker, to a horrific injury on the field. They went through it all, but in specifically the last couple of weeks, they're going into this situation this week, and they came out and they fought. They managed to look good. They were competitive. They got beat, but they showed market improvement from the first 2 weeks. Here we are, stuff hits the fan, and the team slides. You come out and at home, and you look horrible. And, and then Keenum, who hadn't even been a problem, but we know, that the issues with Keenum are going to sprout up at some point. It's the reason why he's been on these 3 or 4 teams in 3 or 4 years. So he comes out and throws the pick 6 to a former, Redskin, a guy who had a cup of coffee with us. But just the defense can't stop anybody. I know they were put in bad situations with the turnovers, but to not be able to fix one side of the ball. And it's, and the third common denominator is injuries. And I don't know at this point if it's for misfortune or whatever it is, but, it's all happening under the watch of Allen. And then you got a left tackle who's out, who just isn't coming to work. Again, it's happening on your watch. These players who seem to be injury prone, with one of the worst injury situations in the league the last 2 or 3 years. The same players keep getting drafted. It all comes from 2 sources, in my opinion. And something needs to change. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what more they need to see. And I think it's going to get ugly because people are tired. And it's not easy. I mean, now you see right now with the Browns, they didn't even go into on Get Up. They didn't even go into the Redskins. Like, what's wrong with them? They moved into talking about the Browns. So anyway, an ugly loss. I was hoping, I said if it wasn't a 21-17, a 17-14, a 17-13, a 24-21, 27-24, if it wasn't some type of combination like that, I felt like it was really, that would be the nail in the coffin for me, and that it's time to move on. And with it being 15-31, 20-something, 21 points or whatever coming off of turnovers, I get it. But it's all just, it all circles back around to Bruce Allen and Jay Gruden. He doesn't inspire the team. The team's never prepared. They don't compete. Norman, he's when does he get pulled? You're giving up a touchdown a week. I mean, that's damn near like a quarterback throwing interceptions, or pick six, a lot of pick sixes. We looking at the tape, and you're the veteran in this group, and you're constantly giving up touchdowns, if not 2 touchdowns every week. At what point in time, if you're not going to help the man and keep some, safety over there with him or something, at what point in time does he just lose his job? But, they're down on the goal line. They have, what's his name on the sideline? He's upset. some of this stuff is indefensible, man. It just needs to be somebody new. And then we had the offensive line was somewhat addressed, but like I said, with Williams, refusing and doesn't trust and whatever, and we haven't traded him, can't trade him. So the offensive line is kind of compromised. Then we get over to the defensive side. Allen is already missing. That was game number 2, full miss. Was out early in game 1. I just don't know who the leader is on of the defensive unit. I really don't. I really don't know who the leader in the building is. I mentioned this last year. You really don't know who the leader of the team is, the face of the team. We have no identity. And that's in part due to the injuries. But could Jerry Jones would have something substantive to tell us about what's going on with Trent Williams. If we had a real leader on this team, in this organization, we would know something more. Excuse me, about, I'm looking at the highlights now, about what's really going on with Trent Williams and what the solution is. But like I said, we don't have those types of figures in the organization. So it is what it is. I still managed to go 3 minutes longer than what I wanted to. Hell to the Redskins, man. Good luck with this whole thing. Damn, Case Keenum still threw for 332 yards. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought he was that successful. Have a good day, man. Peace.